What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Shows, Style, and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course, and as you can see from the title of this video, as well as this visual, we have to talk about Lexi, the daughter of Chris Fletcher from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Her son, Kingston, is an actor. It is very exciting. And also, we are going to talk about Carlos King's most recent Messy Monday show. And when the conversation is flowing and Phaedra is brought up, Carlos is so tight-lipped and he will change the subject, baby. Now, before we get into these topics, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to the channel. Everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on the clip from Carlos's Messy Monday show is allowed. All right, so let's go ahead and get right on into it. So, y'all, oh my gosh, my mom grew up in South Carolina and she did not like snakes. And when I was coming up, me and my siblings would play with her. We would like softly tap like her shoulder or, like her neck to make her jump, or like we would bring up snakes and it would make her all jumpy and stuff. I feel like her phobia about snakes has transferred onto me because I could not totally watch Lexi's video where she's holding her pet snake, Salazar. I had to look at something else on my MacBook. I had it paused. I just had to like distract my eyes while I listened to her talk about her son's acting career. So if you watched Lexi's video, then you saw her holding the snake. If you follow Lexi on Instagram, then you saw the thumbnail of her holding the snake and her promoting her video. I had to capture the visual of her and her dogs, her beautiful dogs, because oh my gosh, I could not look at the snake. And the thing is, I was like catching it by mistake on Instagram, like checking out her stories and her post about it. The snake does look pretty sweet. It looks like it's gold and black, like it could be in one of the fraternities. What would that make Salazar, Kappa? But I just can't do it. And then I was listening to the video and her son Kingston said he's like wrapped his tail around, I don't know if it was his wrist. And then Kingston said, is he constricting? I'm like, oh my gosh, is this like, what's it called? A boa? I read a book called The Cartel. It was like The Cartel 8, I think. And one of the drug dealers had his boa constrict around this competitor's son, unaliving him. Oh my gosh. I love those gangster books. Y'all know I love those. But let's get into this child actor story. But that was just a taste of her video. Definitely check it out. If you're into reptiles, exotic animals, check out Lexi's video. So she introduced us to her son, Kingston James. He is a child actor. He has a huge project coming out that he filmed last year in 2024. Legally, Lexi could not name the project or any details about it, but I guess once the green light has been given to promote it, she's so excited. I can't wait to find out what it was as well. He started his first film back in 2022. And this Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NBC, he will be featured in an episode of Chicago PD. That is oh so exciting, and congratulations to Kingston James. Kingston said that he had a good experience filming the episode for Chicago PD. He said he does not have a manager, but he has 4 agents. So I think that is super exciting. And he's so young, already getting experience of being on set, working with other actors, perhaps having to film a scene several times, everything that could happen. He's getting that experience. That is wonderful. And Lexi said that she is not a stage mom. And I'm pretty sure her husband is relieved to know that, as well as everyone in the house. I have to ask her if she's ever watched Dance Moms on Lifetime. Those Dance Moms were crazy. So to know that she is not a stage mom, I think that is good for everyone everyone who interacts with her. Just kidding. But she said she is not a stage mom. Sounds like she is not a momager, and she's very laid back about it. So that's good. I'm very excited to see what Kingston's career, has in store for him. And again, you can check out the episode tomorrow night, Wednesday, March the 5th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NBC. All right, so let's move on to Carlos King's Messy Monday show. So they were discussing the Real Housewives of Potomac. His Messy Monday show opened up with attorney and reality TV star Ebony K. Williams giving her feedback regarding Karen Huger being sentenced to 2 years in jail for her fourth DUI, with one of those years being suspended, or what attorneys call hanging over your head. So if you F around and do it again, then you would get the other year in jail. So I was really appreciative of her sharing that info, because I thought, like, I'm just glad she defined what the 1 year suspended mean, because I thought it was like the judge realized, she hasn't been drinking, she hasn't gotten arrested since it happened, so I'm going to suspend this year. But no, it hangs over your head, like you can get another year if you want to. So Ebony K. Williams broke that down. She has her podcast Holding Court with Dustin Ross. So that is her fellow podcaster. And then after Ebony K. Williams did her segment, and it was so cute, you could hear her baby making the cooing sounds in the background. But after she was done, Claudia and Dustin Ross joined him, and they discussed the part 3 reunion for the Real Housewives of Potomac. And they were dragging Mia for basically, getting the first chair at the reunion based off of, making up a storyline, pretending you didn't know who the father of your son was, and saying that Gordon is crazy and is stressing you out. And then she gets up and she leaves. She never returned and nobody cared. They continued to film, and, it was like, whatever. And so then discussing Mia being fake makes up Dustin bring up Phaedra being fake. So let's get into it. And then I'm going to play this clip and then come back with my commentary.
Yeah, that's why I'm not excited about Phaedra coming back to Atlanta. Not excited at all. And unless somebody is going to call her to the carpet for that candy shit from season 9, I don't want to hear anything she has to say on the show.
I'm going to back you up on that, because I've been afraid to say stuff, because I feel like when I do, for some reason, just because I was on the show for one season, I'm not allowed to say as much as a fan can say. Fuck that and fuck y'all. I'm going to speak on it. I feel you on that, because I think she's one of the main people that I think was very phony, very fake. But she is good television because of that. Like, when you are willing to say or do anything on reality TV, it does make you a star in reality. But I just feel like a lot of times people get positively we positively reinforce the negative behavior with contracts, with money, with bookings, with adoration, because it entertains us. But then people are not really held accountable for really vicious things that they do, and I don't think that's right. And I think people keep getting rewarded for doing fuck shit. And what's the motivation to stop?
And see, you spent time with Phaedra specifically, since we're talking about her. I'm speaking just from a viewer of the show. That was an open-ended situation that we never got closure on. And we then went on to see her have a real-time, real-life fallout with Candy. We went on to see Phaedra after a few years, about 5-6 years she was away. And then we saw her, she came on The Traitors, and then she got Dancing with the Stars, and then she got Married to Medicine, or whatever order that went in. And now she's back on Housewives of Atlanta, right? But we've never gotten closure to that situation that she exited the show from. And it's hard for me to connect with her just stepping back in, and we not getting to the bottom of her saying that. You know what I'm saying? And telling those lies. That's something that should be addressed on that show so that the story can continue appropriately. And
yeah,
I really hope somebody does.
I agree with that. Nothing. Okay, let me take a step back a little before I be accused of being a hater, because I'm not. Okay, redemption. People deserve to have second chances, whatever, I guess.
Absolutely.
But I think, to your point, I think it would be great, and it would be positive to see defend that, explain it, put a button on that as well, and then we move forward. But to just ignore something, main reason for your exit, and to not address it, and to let you back on, I think that's where it kind of leaves a bad taste in one's mouth.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you guys this, because, you know, one thing that happened on Potomac in this episode too.
Okay, so Carlos totally changed the subject as soon as Claudia was done speaking. He did not speak on Phaedra. He did not speak on the season 9 storyline with Phaedra lying on Candy. He just totally pivoted. And I have so many thoughts that come to my mind. First, I am convinced that Carlos King heavily pre-produces his YouTube content. Some things, of course, he cannot control, such as Aikisha quitting Bell Collective during one of his live broadcasts, and so Gucci telling him that she did not feel protected during filming for Bell Collective. Those things he could not pre-produce. He is not a psychic medium. He did not see those things coming. So I am curious, did he know that Dustin was going to bring up Phaedra in comparison to Mia? I don't think that Dustin sent him a text or they talked on the phone and he said, and just so you know, part of my commentary will be me to bring up Phaedra. I don't think Dustin did that, because I do think Dustin is definitely more organic than that. He may take a few notes while he's watching episodes of reality TV, but I think that his commentary definitely comes from the heart. And he may write up, sometimes when he's producing content, he may write out scripts. And I'm not even talking about the Messy Monday show. I don't know how he produces his podcast or if he does any other content where he's not in front of the camera and he has other visuals. He may write out a script then and then he can just record it. But I definitely feel like during his Messy Mondays commentary, he's definitely speaking from the heart without even writing most of it or a lot of it down. So I don't think that he ran it by Carlos. I doubted that Carlos would be very mad. I think that his friendship with Dustin would override it. He may have said to him afterwards, man, I don't like to talk about that Phaedra-ish, so I don't know, but I definitely feel like Carlos did not know that that was coming. And then with Claudia, he knew not to interrupt her. He knew Claudia wouldn't put up with that, but she totally agreed with Dustin. In fact, Claudia said that if you are a person who will do anything to be on reality TV, that kind of makes you the it person. Now, I will add to that and say, add some specifics. I don't think you're necessarily the popular person or the it person amongst the viewers, but definitely production. If you're someone that feels like the only way you can get continuous seasons of a show, the only way you can get to the bag is to do the real trashy, dramatic reality TV where someone is getting bullied and it is uncomfortable to watch and not entertaining and you don't learn anything. See, this is why so many people say they want to see Black excellence or they want to learn more about business. Everyone would love to have multiple streams of income, not just the millionaires who actually teach and say you should have multiple streams of income. The W-2 employees, the everyday people, they want to have multiple streams of income too. So hell, if I can sit at home, chill, watch a reality TV show that may teach me about an additional stream of income, yeah, I'm all for it. And yeah, we understand that the equation for reality TV, X equals a little bit of drama. We understand that. We just don't want to see the bullying on the same person season after season after season. That's just very negative and just excessive. But I was so happy, so pleased that Claudia said that, you pretty much get favored if you're willing to do anything to be on reality TV. And then she said, even if you do get dropped from the show for a while and then you're brought back, and on top of that, you never have to address what you did to Candy, what you did to the person. Claudia said they're getting rewarded for fuck shit. They're getting rewarded for bad behavior. We've seen this type of discussion on shows like Super Nanny, where Super Nanny had to come in and tell the parents, they kick and scream, they curse at you. Some episodes, the kids were calling their parents bitches and stuff. They barely know how to read. They were so young. And then Super Nanny says, and then you give them a cookie, you're like rewarding them for acting up. And so when you have a crazy like Martell who will plead guilty and then appeal the conviction that he got because he pleaded guilty, when he gets to just come back season after season and act a fool, that is being rewarded for bad behavior. If Destiny has been brought back, let's just say Love and Marriage Huntsville is continuing on, they're still filming, and Destiny was brought back after, the garbage that was spewed at the reunion. In my opinion, that's being rewarded for bad behavior. So I feel like he was tight-lipped, not only just the mere bringing up of Phaedra, but I think Carlos King also felt a little conviction. I think the Lord was using Claudia Jordan. I think she was out here doing the Lord's work, as they say, when she said people get rewarded for fuck shit. I think that kind of struck a chord with Carlos, because he knows he's turned a blind eye to some inappropriate things and brought the people back on and on. But let the millimeters, go off on the deep end at all. Let anybody try to go shop at a warehouse, and the whole season is about how, nuts the millimeters are. But other stuff gets excused, and then the people get to come back and make money off of bullying someone. And, therefore they're getting rewarded with bad behavior. And it's so ironic how things happen, the ebbs and flows of life, because just last week, Quad did an interview with a blogger, and she was trying to say that Phaedra lied on Carlos King. And then this week, we have Dustin bringing up Phaedra and saying, I don't even want to see her come back. She didn't discuss, why she did that to Candy. And Claudia said people get rewarded for bad behavior. And now that I am verbalizing my thoughts, because like I said, I had so many thoughts watching this Messy Monday show and watching this particular piece of their conversation, now I'm having a new thought. What if it was pre-produced? What if Carlos King did want Dustin to bring up Phaedra, so that Claudia could say what she said? What if he pre-produced with Claudia as well? She speaks from the heart as well. And I think that's definitely how she felt as well. But I think, there's a possibility that he wanted this to be brought up, because he is trying to clear his name in an indirect way. Quad said that Phaedra lied on him last week in that interview. And this week, Dustin is bringing up Phaedra and calling her fake and phony, just like as they were critiquing Mia from Potomac. So it could be Carlos's indirect way of trying to clear his name. All I know is he never comments on Phaedra. He never even says her name. I don't know if she's ever sent him any legal documents saying, you're forbidden from saying my name. I don't think so, because I'm sure he has said her name. He just definitely doesn't comment on season 9. But something definitely transpired, at least between him, Phaedra, and Candy behind the scenes. So, it's something legally I feel like transpired. Now, will Phaedra ever talk about season 9 again? I do not know. My guess is only if Andy Cohen asked her, and we'll have to see if that ever gets revisited. Do you think that season 9 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, the Phaedra Candy storyline, will it ever get revisited with Phaedra? And will she ever answer the questions? What do you all think about that? And what do you think about Lexi's son, Kingston, being a child actor and being featured on Chicago PD? That's major. That's huge. And what do you think about Carlos King, being so tight-lipped? Do you think it was pre-produced for Dustin to bring it up? Or do you think Carlos totally did not know that Dustin was going to bring up Phaedra? I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video, as it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Shows Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. I hope that you all had a terrific Tuesday. I did. I cannot complain. It did not snow here. It did a little something last night, but then it melted and then it rained all day today. So we are nearing almost 2 weeks since the last time it snowed, in a tangible, meaningful way where it like stuck around and you had to shovel. It's been a couple weeks, so that's a good feeling. But tomorrow is already Wednesday. It will be a wonderful Wednesday, and I will talk with you all soon. Bye.